So I've had Spotify Canvas for like 6 months now. People have been asking me throughout that whole time, how'd you get it? How can I get it? Well, now everyone has it, and I'm going to show you how to set it up, my general thoughts on it, and just some numbers I have on it so you can see if Spotify's claims on it are actually true. So yeah, let's just dive right into my Spotify. And first, I think I'll show you how to set up your Canvas. And if you don't know what Canvas is, this will be a good explanation. So this is my song Socialize. It's one of my songs that I put Canvas on. I think it was my first release in April or something where I had Canvas. So if I click this Manage Canvas button, you can see what Canvas actually is. Basically, this will appear on mobile devices. So when people click play my song, they get this little looping animation, this video that plays. It won't show up on desktop platforms, but I wouldn't be surprised if Spotify expands Canvas in the future to offer more video integration, especially since they're getting bigger into video as time goes on. But yeah, that's what it is. Now you can even click like preview for iPhone to see the different size, or at least for iPhone X, because the dimensions are a little bit different. So if I go into a song that doesn't have Canvas, I don't know why I never put Canvas on this song, I kind of forgot, but let's click add Canvas, and you'll see their general rules and guidelines for how you should do this. So some pretty common things. You can't put like URL and like promotion materials on it. It has to be like a kind of more artsy type video. You're not going to put like buy my song or check out my website. They're not going to approve that. So you get this kind of disclaimer up here. Now they also have a policy description. If I open this up, look at this on your own, but there's a whole bunch of stuff describing what you can and can't do. Now the file requirements are pretty simple. It's a 9:16 ratio, which is essentially just vertical stories format. So that could be 1080 wide by 1920 tall, for example. And they say it has to be at least 720p tall, so you could do 720p, flipped on its side. It has to be an MPEG or JPEG file. I didn't even know you could actually do a JPEG, but I usually do the MP4 format, and then 3 seconds to 8 seconds long. And then, of course, they also have some more recommendations on how to set it up, and they actually added a way to like find and hire designers, which is kind of excessive. So if we go back to, I'll do a different song this time. This one has Canvas. I'll click Manage Canvas, and what I do is I typically just get a little clip of something that looks cool when it's looped, because you can only put a 3 to 8 second clip. So you want it to look, something that doesn't have an obvious cut, or something that wouldn't be weird to cut. Like, don't have a section of a music video where you're singing to a part of the song, because it's not going to line up. And next, let's go to my song Closer. This one I actually made a perfect looping animation, just kind of zooming in and out on the artwork. Very simple, just kind of a little extra touch. So you're probably wondering now, what's the point? What does this do for me? Well, on the surface, it kind of does nothing. Like, you're not given any extra promo or something for having this. It doesn't help anything out statistically. However, you can imagine that if you have an 8-second clip, a video playing, some people, like let's say you have a little intro at the beginning of your song, they might be watching the video and they might be inclined to listen for a little bit longer because they're kind of watching the clip that's there. Now, of course, another big advantage is just brand enhancement. You have a little bit more material that you can use to brand your song. Instead of just having an artwork, you can have a different kind of experience. So for terms of branding, it makes a lot of sense. But it doesn't really help you out statistically or in terms of song promo, inherently. It's kind of a side effect thing. So I can only show you the views on the couple I have. I have a few songs down here. For the last 28 days, unfortunately, when I go to since 2015, they don't show those stats, which is kind of a bummer, because it would have been cool to show you a little more data. So I can only show you the last 28 days. So we can kind of see, I was looking at Socialize, this song is 4,200 listeners in the past 28 days, about 2,000 people viewed my Canvas. This one, 4,300, 1,100 people viewed the Canvas, 1,000. So it seems roughly, 25% to 50% of people view the Canvas, which I guess probably means that percentage is just the amount of people who listen to my song on mobile and listen to the actual song page. I don't know if this shows up inside of a playlist, but the numbers that Spotify promised in terms of how Canvas works, and actually if we go to the Spotify for Canvas page again, we can actually just look at their claims. When listeners see Canvas, they're more likely to keep streaming, plus 5% on average versus control group. Share the track, plus 145%. Add it to their playlist, plus 20%. Save the track, 1.4%. Visit your profile page, plus 9%. So some of these things I can believe, and some things I don't. And I don't have a good way to show you all that data. Like, more likely to keep streaming, a 5% increase in streaming. That's not something that's going to be easy to actually track on our ends because they don't give us enough data to see that. Share the track plus 145%. We can't see the shares on the songs either. Now I can imagine this because when you share a track that has a canvas to Instagram stories, it'll actually show the canvas. It won't just show the artwork, which is really cool because it makes the sharing process better. So maybe if you have a really cool visual that's like really captivating, that could make sense. And I can see how that would work. Add it to their playlist plus 20%. I don't know. Again, not a good way to see that, but we can kind of measure that. So Chains doesn't have a canvas. And this song's in the last 28 days, at least 1,600 playlists. And if I go back to Socialize, it's in 689 playlists. Now, keep in mind, there's other differences between these songs. Like they had different promotional periods. They're completely different types of tracks. But you know, like just on a user by user basis, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. They're probably testing this at like dozens or hundreds of different artists and averaging things out. And there's a lot of fudge you can put in that data, right? I would hope they're doing this scientifically, but we don't really know what they're doing, right? Save the track plus 1.4%. That's immeasurable, like personally. 1.4%, that I feel like that has to be within the realm of a measurement error in whatever test they're doing. And visit your profile page plus 10%. I can kind of believe that if you have a really cool visual that represents you and makes the person connect to you as an artist. I can see that. So what's the moral of the story? You have Canvas now, just use it. You know, get a cool little looping animation. If you have a cool music video, take a really visually captivating section that you can loop and put it there. Try to get something in the video that can captivate that person to check out your profile and consider following you. Like if you identify with any kind of subculture or whatever, you know, and they wouldn't be able to hear that from your song, maybe you can put that in the video in some kind of way where someone who's part of or represents or likes that subculture or whatever interest it is can see you, connect with you, and then go listen. For example, just a very PC version to bring up, let's say you're a huge fan of a certain type of sneakers and you always wear them and it's part of your branding. Someone hearing your song is not going to know that. Maybe they see your social media profile, they will. But if you have kind of like this music video where showing off some like cool shoes or whatever, you know, someone who sees that might be like, oh, cool, I like this song. Oh, they're cool. This person's into the same kind of shoes I'm in. They might check you out. You know, I can see why people would be a little more interested in checking you out if they see that kind of connection that they otherwise wouldn't see. But you have Canvas. It seems like it can help. It's not going to like all of a sudden do these magical things for you. You have to get the people there in the first place. But yeah, might as well do it. So if you want to learn more about how to actually get people to your songs on Spotify, you can check out this playlist right here where I show my strategies for using Facebook ads to promote your music. But thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.